Brought to you by Penguin.
The Honourable Schoolboy by John le Carré, read by Simon Russell Beale. I and the public know what all school children learn. Those to whom evil is done, do evil in return. W. H. Auden. Part 1. Winding the Clock. Chapter 1. How the Circus Left Town. Afterwards, in the dusty little corners where London's secret servants drink together, there was argument about where the dolphin case history should really begin. One crowd, led by a blimpish fellow in charge of microphone transcription, went so far as to claim that the fitting date was 60 years ago, when that arch-cad Bill Hayden was born into the world under a treacherous star. Hayden's very name struck a chill into them. It does so even today, for it was this same Hayden who, while still at Oxford, was recruited by Carla, the Russian, as a mole, or sleeper, or in English, agent of penetration, to work against them, and who, with Carla's guidance, entered their ranks and spied on them for 30 years or more, and whose eventual discovery, thus the line of reasoning, brought the British so low that they were forced into a fatal dependence upon their American sister service, whom they called, in their own strange jargon, the Cousins. The Cousins changed the game entirely, said the blimpish fellow, much as he might have deplored power tennis or bodyline bowling. And ruined it, too, said his seconds. To less flowery minds, the true genesis was Hayden's unmasking by George Smiley, and Smiley's consequent appointment as a caretaker chief of the betrayed service, which occurred in the late November of 1973. Once George had got Carla under his skin, they said, there was no stopping him. The rest was inevitable, they said. Poor old George. But what a mind under all that burden. One scholarly soul, a researcher of some sort, in the jargon a burrower, even insisted in his cups upon January the 26th, 1841 as the natural date, when a certain Captain Elliot of the Royal Navy took a landing party to a fog-laden rock called Hong Kong at the mouth of the Pearl River, and a few days later proclaimed it a British colony. With Elliot's arrival, said the scholar, Hong Kong became the headquarters of Britain's opium trade to China, and in consequence one of the pillars of the imperial economy. If the British had not invented the opium market, he said, not entirely serious, then there would have been no case, no ploy, no dividend, and therefore no renaissance of the circus following Bill Hayden's traitorous depredations. Whereas the hard men, the grounded fieldmen, the trainers and the case officers who made their own murmured caucus always, they saw the question solely in operational terms. They pointed to Smiley's deft footwork in tracking down Carla's paymaster in Vientiane, to Smiley's handling of the girl's parents, to his wheeling and dealing with the reluctant barons of Whitehall who held the operational purse strings and dealt out rights and permissions in the secret world. Above all, to the wonderful moment when he turned the operation round on its own axis. For these pros, the dolphin case was a victory of technique, nothing more. They saw the shotgun marriage with the Cousins as just another skilful bit of tradecraft in a long and delicate poker game. As to the final outcome, to hell. The king is dead, so long live the next one. The debate continues wherever old comrades meet, though the name of Jerry Westerby, understandably, is seldom mentioned. Occasionally, it is true, somebody does, out of foolhardiness or sentiment or plain forgetfulness, dredge it up, and there is atmosphere for a moment. But it passes. Only the other day a young probationer just out of the circus's refurbished training school at Sarat, in the jargon again, the nursery, piped it out in the under-30s bar, for instance. A watered-down version of the dolphin case had recently been introduced at Sarat as material for syndicate discussion, even playlets, and the poor boy, still very green, was fairly brimming with excitement to discover he was in the know. But my God, he protested, enjoying the kind of fool's freedom sometimes granted to naval midshipmen in the wardroom, my God, why does nobody seem to recognise Westerby's part in the affair? If anybody can...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?